Hey America, heads up. Things just got more intense. The tariff situation with China has officially gone thermonuclear. As of April 19, 2025, under the Trump administration, the U.S. has unleashed a massive escalation in tariffs on Chinese imports. This isn't just about a few new fees. It's a full-scale restructuring of global trade. Right now, depending on the product, the effective tariff rate on some Chinese goods is as high as 245%. That's not a typo, 245%. So here's a quick technical breakdown, plus a bit of a public service announcement. Trump's advertised goal here, which I actually agree with in principle, is to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. and away from China. That makes sense long term, but the reality is you can't just flip a switch and start building iPhones in Ohio tomorrow. Let's take the iPhone as an example. It has over 700 supply chain steps. Most of those are located throughout East Asia, and around 90% of them involve China. So it's not just about relocating one factory, you're talking about relocating hundreds, along with the logistics, labor, and infrastructure that support them. And before anyone claims the U.S. can rebuild that supply chain quickly, keep this in mind. It took Apple 25 years to develop the iPhone and another 20 years to perfect its global supply chain. That industrial network, it's a result of 40 years of hypergrowth fueled by massive debt-driven investments and aggressive central bank policies in China. We're talking about $40 trillion worth of industrial infrastructure by U.S. dollar equivalent. Even if the U.S. government committed $2 trillion per year to rebuild that kind of system here, the soonest we could produce a homegrown iPhone is probably 12 to 15 years from now. So yeah, tariffs will massively spike, but don't expect a flood of American-made gadgets overnight. Even Trump himself has said we shouldn't expect the first results for at least 2 years, and that's a pipe dream. I wonder what he was on when he thought of that joke. And even then, that's only possible if we have reliable partners like Mexico and Canada, which we don't have right now because they're also getting hit with Trump's tariffs. So why would anyone invest hundreds of billions of dollars in building factories here when they have zero regulatory clarity? Today's tariff announcement marks the 100-plus tariff policy changes in just 8 weeks. That kind of chaos paralyzes investment. What we've seen over the last 6 years is a shift in mindset. Initially, it was the China plus one strategy. Keep China, but diversify. After COVID, and with rising costs, companies realized China is no longer the cheapest option. In fact, Chinese labor is now 2 to 2.5 times more expensive than Mexican labor, and the Chinese are not as skilled in certain areas. So now we've evolved into an anything but China strategy. And Trump's latest tariff blitz, it's shifted the mindset again, from a U.S.-only strategy to a U.S. plus one model. But guess what? Until there's clear policy direction, companies won't move forward. They won't build factories. They won't hire workers. They won't spend. We're hitting record numbers for industrial construction in the U.S. during the China diversification push under President Biden. But now it's flatlined. This is the second time since World War II that industrial construction spending has crashed to near zero. Until we stop changing the rules every few days, that's not going to change. Now, if you're wondering what this all means for you, here's the bottom line. That $999 iPhone, if it's coming from China under the new tariffs, it could end up costing close to $3,000. Why? Because China assembles everything. The chips, the components, the sensors, they all get routed through China. And now they all get hit with a maximum 245% tariff. So unless you buy something already in the U.S. warehouse system, you're going to eat that price hike. Which is exactly why Apple just flew in 60 tons of inventory a few weeks ago, trying to beat the tariff deadline. So if you want to save money, buy your iPhone, buy your iPad, buy your computer, do it now. Because once those shelves are empty, the next time you go to checkout, it's going to hurt. This is what you wanted, America.